Hi guys, I am going to be making chickpeas, stewed chickpeas or garbanzo guisados. I am following an alkaline way of cooking for this because it is for someone who it's vegan alkaline. And just so you know, this is pretty much the same recipe I follow for all my stews. Love my handy dandy can opener because it gives me no edges or nothing. Okay, so today normally I slow cook my own dried garbanzos, but today I'm just gonna use canned. I drained the water of it. I'm gonna put a little bit of avocado oil on this, just a touch, about a teaspoon. And then I'm going to be putting some homemade sofrito, and I will eventually do a video on how to make my sofrito. It is like peppers, onions, ajicitos, recao, which is coriander, and I'm gonna be using stewed tomatoes, like Roma tomatoes, for these as well. And I'm gonna be using some onions and peppers. I keep these bags of onions and peppers. I use them pretty much on all of my cooking, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So just a little bit. I'm gonna let that cook a little bit, and then we're gonna keep adding stuff to it in a second. I'm gonna put a little bit of Himalayan pink salt to this to kind of sweat the onions and the peppers in the meantime. I'm right here, I'm looking for the stewed tomatoes. I use Hunt's stewed tomatoes. Those are delicious to me. I always rinse my cans for everything, and with my bag by the case. I use those for pretty much anything. In lieu of tomato sauce or anything like that, I'd rather use the regular tomatoes. So I'm going to move this a little bit. Using some spices. I'm going to use some onion powder, I meant to say. I'm going to use a touch of oregano, just a touch, not too much. Again, all these are alkaline ingredients. And then I'm going to use a little bit of cayenne, which I don't have open. Just a touch, about a half teaspoon. I'm also going to use a touch of basil in this. I'm all about layering flavors, especially when you don't use all your spices available, if that makes sense. So I'm going to add the tomatoes right now. So I want to cook those a little bit, and I want them to absorb some of the the spices that I put in there. I'm gonna let this wet a little bit, put a little bit more of Himalayan salt. Himalayan salt is not a very salty salt. I mean, obviously anything in excess is too much, but it's actually a hydrating salt. You can actually drink water with Himalayan salt in it, and it hydrates your body instead of dehydrate you. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and add these garbanzos in here, or chickpeas, whatever you want to call them. And then I'm going to add spring water to this, but I'm gonna let it cook first a little bit before I add any water. I'm only gonna use about maybe half a cup of water to a cup, depending as it cooks. These are stewed. These are not meant to be like soupy. And I'm just gonna add a touch more of onion powder to this. And I'm gonna cover these and let them cook a little bit, sweat in there. And that's pretty much it. Here's my lid I previously rinsed. And this is ready to go. Next, I'm gonna do some hot water cornbread, alkaline, to go with these. That's what the cast iron pot is here for. Okay, thank you.